All right, everybody, this is Jacob Summers here again with Bars and Stripes Fitness, and I have with me today a volunteer, Javier. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Javier, one of the trainers here. Excited to be here, excited to get you guys moving, even if you're at home.
All right, and if you hear me call him Javier, that is how he pronounces his name, although I'm probably going to go to Javi for short, since that's what he does weirdly enough too. So, what we're here about today is we want to basically demonstrate an at-home workout that you can do in light of what's going on in the world right now. We know some people have hesitations about going to the gym, and we encourage you to come anyway. It's actually a very sanitized environment, but with people having to fly home, people's schedules being interrupted, or basically just to have a workout to do in between your days at the gym, we wanted to give you two circuits that are for upper body and core that you can do from home with little or no equipment. Basically get chest, triceps, biceps, and some core exercises in. To give you a brief overview, first off, we are going to say we're going to encourage keeping a sanitized, sterile environment. So we have our mat. Obviously, you're at home, so you're in control of your environment there, but we also have our spray bottle and our wipes, and we wipe down the mat. Javi will be working on a mat on the floor, not strictly the floor. The structure of this workout is going to be that we're going to borrow 5 drills from the Army physical readiness training that both Javi and I have had to go through ourselves. So, and as this video is no charge, we're not taking anything from the Army. We're basically just passing along some knowledge, some torture that we've been through before. So these first 5 drills are easy, no scare with that. Basically, they're 5 stretches to be able to get you ready for the workout we're going to do. They go by 4 counts for the exercise. We're going to do 5 reps of each. There's only 5 of those, and then we're going to go straight into doing our 2 circuits, which are going to be, we're going to be doing push-ups, then we're going to be going into doing some chair dips, which you have access to a chair at home, hopefully, or a couch, or any raised surface. Then go into plank up-downs, which we'll demonstrate. That first circuit, like the second, is going to be every minute on the minute. So we encourage you to do 10 to 15 reps, and then if you've still got 30, 40 seconds or less left in that minute, you get to rest during that period, but the second the next minute starts. So if you're at the 2-minute mark, you start your set again. You'll do that for 3 to 5 rounds. Then we'll move on to our second circuit, same exact structure, and we're going to be doing shoulder taps, which are going to be from a plank position. Then we're going to be doing overhead standing tricep extensions with a water jug or any type of jug with a handle that you can loop a towel through before we move on to the same concept but with curls. So after that, you can cool down at your own leisure. Use basically static stretches where you hold to be able to cool down. Always remember, dynamic stretches before basically keeps the movement going, and static stretches afterwards, so that after those muscles have basically been worked out, you can return them to a resting state. So with that said, we're going to start the first warm-up stretch, the physical readiness stretch. The first one is going to be called the bend and reach. So Javi is going to demonstrate as I count out the cadence. So ready, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 5. Now we're not going to make you go back to the position of parade rest in between, but just get ready for the next stretch, which is going to be the rower. Obviously that worked out full body, but it's specifically working on core and lower back, and even some legs, hips, pelvis, everything else. So I'm going to go into the rower next. So for this, we're going to get on our mat to encourage cleanliness here. And I'm going to do the same thing after I move this water jug for Javi so he's not bumping into that. And I'm going to call out the cadence again. So ready, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and rest. As you can see, we got a little bit off cadence with that one, but the important part is to basically make sure that you're keeping with the count as you do the upwards and the downward movement. There's only really 2 motions to this, but you do 2 reps per 4 count. So for the third one, we're going to be doing the squat bender. So with this, we're going to go ahead and get set up in position. You'll be starting from a standing position instead of being from a supine position. And we're going to go ahead and start right now. Okay. Ready? Okay. All right. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 5. So really quickly, as you'll notice, he's got really good form. He's done this before. We've done hundreds, thousands, maybe close to millions, I don't know, repetitions with this. But for anybody starting this, always make sure that you've got a neutral back on this. You don't want to be arching on any of these exercises or bending your back the opposite way. Good clean form with everything, as is key with most exercises, a good neutral spine. So now with the arms, obviously he's got them mostly straight on a lot of these exercises, but a slight bend in the elbows is perfectly fine. So also whenever you're doing these, any of these exercises, do not round your shoulders forward or back. Obviously when you come up, like when we did the rower, then you are going to want to bring yourself up folded, but that still doesn't mean you have to have your shoulders rounded forward. So for the fourth warm-up drill, we're gonna do the windmill. Okay, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, so we're gonna go into the last stretch, the fifth stretch, and that's gonna be the prone run. So most of you guys would know this is probably the Superman. We have our way of doing it that is basically going to be the last way to round you out. Trying to get as many of the muscles in the body, the stabilizers, everything, all those tiny muscles and big muscles to get warmed up and be limber before we do this. So we're gonna go ahead and begin. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 5. All right, go ahead and stand up. Always the problem with a personal trainer, you get locked in on making sure muscle grips are where they're supposed to be at, so if my count's a little bit off, forgive me. He's doing perfectly well. What I was looking at with this that I wanted to make sure that I noted with you while you're doing these at home is that you want to make sure that when you're coming to the top, you're contracting your shoulder blades so that you're squeezing in the back. Ideally, you should be able to stick a hand between those shoulder blades and make sure that you're pinching it, kind of like when you do pull downs at the gym. But also he's staying on his stomach the whole time. He's trying to keep his chest elevated off the ground even when he's at the bottom. So even when you're laying on the ground, that chest should be hovering a little bit. Obviously, you're just going to be pulling it up even further when you come up. Do not excessively arch your back. If you're beginning to feel a pinch or any type of tightness with that, then obviously slow it down. Work with your range of motion to continue to get better at doing this. So that said, we're going to start the first circuit. We're going to try to make this quick because we do have, some people who need to use this room after us. But the first circuit's going to be those push-ups. So I'm going to tell you the push-ups, but I'm going to tell you the variation. He's going to demonstrate the variation without doing a rep really quick. The variation is if you can't do a regular push-up, go to your knees really quickly. So get in the push-up position, but on your knees. So as you can see with that push-up position, his legs are almost at about a 45-degree angle to the ground, which is how you can do this if you can't do a strict push-up. But go into the regular push-up position. We're going to tell him to do essentially 10 to 15 push-ups, and then the next thing, as soon as that minute is done, he's going to go straight into the next exercise. So minute 1 will be 10 to 15 push-ups. Minute 2 will be the chair dips, and minute 3 will be the plank up-downs. And then we'll rest and reset, basically not a long rest. But we're gonna go do that for 3 or 5 rounds. Now for us, we're just gonna do 1 round. So first, do 10 push-ups. Notice with his form. All right, go ahead and come up and go ahead and get ready for the chair dip position. So notice with his push-ups that he's keeping his back straight like when he's doing an elbow plank. And that he is trying to keep his eyes either slightly on the horizon or up while he's doing these. And we'll pretend that he did that in 20 seconds. He probably did it quicker than that. But if you had 40 seconds left in that minute, you get to rest during that minute. But the moment minute 2 starts, you're going to be doing these dips. With these dips, find a chair, an elevated surface, stick your palms behind you so that your fingers are facing the same direction as you are. And ideally, you want to keep your elbows in and back while executing this. What he's going to do is he's going to lower himself so that his butt almost touches the ground but does not quite touch the ground. It'll be important that you set yourself up for that with your knees and feet. So we'll pretend minute 2 has started. Give me 10 dips. Good. See, he's trying to keep his elbows into his body and back. That first workout was the chest, biceps, triceps, lats. It's a lot of different muscle groups being worked, but this is almost exclusively working your triceps and some shoulder work as well. So go ahead and get set up for doing the plank up downs. So let's say that he had 30 seconds left in that second minute. He gets to rest until he starts his next exercise. So say minute 3 has started, we would go straight into the plank up downs, and he's going to demonstrate by giving us 10 plank up downs. Are you ready? Yep. All right, minute 3 begins now. So you can either start this from the elbows on the ground or from the palms on the ground, but either way that you do it, you are coming up and then back down. So you're basically just elevating your plank from an elbow position to a hand position as you do this. Again, keep your back straight, try to keep your butt down, not sinking. You don't want to be curved up or down, but just one solid straight line. All right, so you can go ahead and rest. So that is circuit 1. So you will do that so that the first exercise is minute 1, the second exercise is minute 2, the third exercise is minute 3. You're giving yourself 10 to 15 reps. You can always make this more difficult by adding more reps as you become confident with this, but you'll do that circuit 3 to 5 times. If you do the math on that, that's 9 to 15 minutes for one circuit, depending on your difficulty level and depending on whether or not you want to actually take any rest at all. Moving on to our second circuit. So with our second circuit, what we're going to do is that we are going to be doing the shoulder taps. So we're going to basically be in the same position that we were with that last exercise, which is going to be that we're going to be in a plank position, but he's going to start with his hands on the ground, keeping your back straight again. So minute 1 beginning in 3, 2, 1. Give me 10 shoulder taps. So it's going to be 1 rep is a shoulder tap on the left and a shoulder tap on the right. So he's going to give me essentially 20 taps. It's going to be 10 taps on each side. And you can do this quicker if you choose to. So try to demonstrate doing this quicker. And I hope you're counting because I lost count. Yeah, we're going so fast. All right, so now minute 1, basically, let's say he has 20 seconds left. We're going to be going to the second exercise, which is going to be the overhead standing tricep extensions, and he's going to be using a unique device that you're able of creating at home. Now, anytime we use an example of this piece of equipment, if you've got weights at home, if you've got any object that's got, a pound or more of weight on this, you can use this to do this. Obviously, the more weight, the better, and the more you're able to grip this, the better. You're going to be using the jug still, too. Okay. Oh, you're okay, gotcha. Okay, so he's going to demonstrate the proper form, but I'm going to say it really quickly. Basically, you're going to take that equipment, you're going to raise it to your head, and what you're going to do is you're going to let it lower behind your back. So I want you to turn so that they can see that. So actually turn sideways. There we go. And step back a little bit towards that corner. Just so you're a tall guy. So all right. So when I say 3, 2, 1, he's going to get started, and he's going to give me 10 reps. This is a tricep workout. You want to try and keep your elbows in towards you. Now, obviously, don't artificially exaggerate that. You want to make it natural so you're not hurting triceps. But again, just like with the dips, the more you can have your elbows pointed forward, the better. So, on the count of 3, 2, and begin. So notice he's coming down. Now, with the weights in the gym, you're not always able to do this, but he's coming down so that he's at least 90 degrees at the bottom, if not a little bit lower. Don't hyperextend or push yourself past the point of discomfort. And then he's coming up to the top. Now, you at least need to come to the top where you have come almost all the way up, but if you can push through to that full straight line at the top, you can. So, you feeling okay over there? Yeah. Even for a tough man like himself, he's got a couple beads of sweat going on the forehead right now. So that was minute 2. Minute 3 is going to be our water jug curls. So using the same implement, this is really straightforward. You've probably seen ropes that look similar to this on the cable machines in the gym. But he's basically just going to take, and I want you to also start here, but also rotate as you're doing it, just to demonstrate multiple landings. But what he's going to do is he's just going to curl it like you would do any curl in the gym. He's just got this rope to hold on to, which is also going to help out with grip strength as we do this. So go ahead and demonstrate 10 curls for me really quickly. So on the count of 3, 2, and begin. 4, 5,
Yep.
6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so that will be the second circuit again. Every minute on the minute, minute 1, minute 2, minute 3. Do 10 to 15 reps or more if you need more difficulty. Rest for the remainder of that minute. Repeat that circuit for 3 to 5 times. I'm gonna go ahead and let my buddy Hobby, sorry to call you, combine the two. I'm gonna let my buddy Hobby go for right now because he's needed, important personal trainer business. And I'm gonna talk you through basically what you would wanna do afterwards. So thank you so much, Hobby. Okay, I'll find you shortly. So, all right. So, with that, like I said, find some holds to do at the end of your workout that are basically just gonna get you stretched back out. Obviously, you can do a plank at the end. You can basically sit and do a standard stretches at the very end of this, where you hold the muscle group so that it can return to a resting state. My favorites are to do the overhead arm, swap, overhead arm, swap, arm across body, swap, arm across body. So, there are any number of stretches out there. We're going to leave that to you because we don't know what pre-existing injuries anybody might have with this. And we've programmed the rest of this to be as safe and effective as possible. I hope this is helpful and that you guys can get a wonderful, effective workout at home from the safety of your home, but continue to make sure you're staying after those gains.